Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Friday, man. It's finally here. Felt like this week was taking forever. Um, Friday night, let's get her started. Sam Adams Summer Ale. Basically beer left over from Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, I only worked 4 days this week. Felt like it was forever. Let's get this bad boy started here. Cheers to you all. Pretty good beer. All right. So, it's towards the end of the month. Actually, it's the last day of the month. So, I'm going to show you guys what I picked up for the month of May. Um, and it's a lot. So, I'm going to try not to spend too much time talking about it. First of all, if you remember a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I showed all the records that the guy at work gave me. Well, so this stack starts off with what I kept from there. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you real quick what I kept from that. I showed all those records. I did not keep all of them. Some of them I still have, but I didn't put it in the collection. They're all hammered. Like the Bob Dylan Highway 61 Revisited. I cleaned it. I tried to play it. It's poppy and it's got crackles and pops throughout. And song two's got a permanent skip. It just keeps, ticking over and over and over. So I just okay, never mind. Not that big of a fan of Dylan anyway. So, but other ones I kept. These are what I kept. I kept this Glenn Frey, No Fun Allowed. Listen to it. It's okay. It's okay. Good background music, I guess you could say. Nothing too exciting on that. I kept Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun. It's got Do You Think I'm Sexy on it. Besides that, I didn't really know any other songs on here, but it was a decent rock record, so I kept this K-Tel album, which I have not played yet, so I don't know what it sounds like, but it looks pretty clean. It's got a bunch of cool hits on it. I did play one song on here. It's got Shut Up, You Have Face. You guys remember that one from back in the day, from the early 80s? So I played that for my kid, yeah. You know that song sold 6 million copies? Or was it 60 million copies? It was a lot. Billy Joel, The Stranger. I haven't played this one yet, but it sounds like it's got some pretty cool tunes on it. I kept that one out of that list. Another K-Tel, Blast Off. There were 3 K-Tels in there. The other one was just way beat up. So I kept this one. Haven't played it yet either, but it's also, it's got, Billy Idol and Genesis and Van Halen, Flock of Seagulls and stuff like that on it. So it'll be a nice little comp. I kept this Judas Priest that still had the hype sticker on it. This one was opened. I played it. It sounds really, really good. I now have 2 copies of this, both OGs. This one's got the hype sticker. The other one did not. I kept them both because if my kid ever decides to grow up and move out of the house, then he can have his own copy of it if he wants. Or maybe I'll sell it later. I don't know. And I kept the Painkiller. This was unopened when I got it, if you remember that video. I opened it, I played it. This album kicks ass. This was killer. I was very surprised about the price of this for this OG press from 1990. They go for anywhere between $100 and $200. The guy at work gave it to me for free. I have not told him that this record was worth that kind of money, and I will never tell him this record is worth that kind of money. And of course, yesterday, Alex sent me this UFO album, which I listened to, which is freaking awesome, by the way. And he also sent me Physical Graffiti from Led Zeppelin. I haven't popped this on the turntable yet, but this one, let me see here. This was the UFO was an OG, and the Led Zeppelin is a 2022 press. So, 2022 Walmart exclusive. So those are all the ones that got handed to me, and of course, the VCLT that I showed yesterday. All right, so towards the first month, I went to the record store. I ended up picking up this Loverboy album. This one, Queen of Broken Hearts, Hot Girls in Love. This is from 1983, US press. Sounds really cool. I do that era of Loverboy, picking this up, that'll probably be it for Loverboy for me. I've got basically the 3 records from that era that I really enjoy. And I picked this up, my first Deep Purple record. I picked up Burn from Deep Purple. I do like this also. This is a really cool record, and I know I don't have any other Deep Purple, and I've never had it, and I picked this up. This is a 1974 press, Terre Haute pressing. Really cool record. It's got the Palm Tree Warner Brothers logo on it. Great album there. That was also at my record store. Let's see what I get for that. That one was $12. And the Loverboy, oh, by the way, the Loverboy from 1983 was still sealed. Wow, I'm having a hard time getting that pointed. It was sealed when I bought it, and it was $12. So, and the Deep Purple was also $12. And that same day, I bought this copy of Dokken Back for the Attack, 1987, U.S. pressing. This will finish my Dokken collection, basically. Well, I'd like to get a copy of the Breaking the Chains. I have Tooth and Nail, and oh hell, I don't remember the other one, but yeah, I've got those first. This is technically their 4th record, if I remember correctly. Pretty good records, so. And that same day, I picked up Aerosmith Rocks. This is a 2014 repress, the same as my Toys in the Attic I picked up the month before. Same type of pressing with this HQ vinyl sticker on here. Same type of hype sticker for my Toys in the Attic. It was also a 2014 reissue, remastered, etc. This is really good, so now I do have the greatest hits. I have Toys in the Attic, and I have this. I said I've never been a huge fan. I was fine with the greatest hits collection, the red one. But, you know, I saw Toys in the Attic that one time, and then I saw Rocks the following week. So I think what's happening is I'm buying that guy's collection. The one I talked about when I showed the Megadeth records and all that, because a lot of stuff, I'm like, where'd you get this? How is this still sealed? He's like, it's all from that collection. So the guy probably should have avoided the middleman and just sold it all to me. Because I seem like I'm buying it all. That same day when I was in there, I also picked up the newest Lacuna Coil album, Sleepless Empire. 2025, it was released that day when I bought it on like this 1st or 2nd. Check out this cool ultra clear vinyl. Lacuna Coil is kind of a gothic metal band with the female lead singer and the male singer also. They kind of take turns. Just a really cool band. Like I said, kind of a gothic sound. Very cool. I like this band a lot. All right, at that point in time, I had also went to Discogs and I tried to order Tommy Bolin's Private Eyes. And while I was ordering that from the seller, you know, it was like a $5 record. And, you know, like $6 for shipping. But if you order another record, he's not going to charge you any more for shipping. So I ended up buying this to kind of fill that out. This is Silk Torpedo, or Pretty Things, the band. The album is called Silk Torpedo, 1974, Presswell pressing. This is a promo copy, a promo DJ copy. It's on Swan Song. I picked it because of the cover more than anything else. I loved, you know, I'm looking, I got the Tommy Bolin album in the cart, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, that cover's awesome. She kind of looks like Phoebe Cates back from the Fast Times days. Silk Torpedo, obvious, you know. I mean, they're talking about penises here, people. It's a pretty cool record. It's definitely that era 70s rock sound. Pretty cool. Nothing spectacular, but it was $5, you know, and that's why I picked that. So I had the Tommy Bolin in there. I had this in there. Then the guy sends me a message. He'd sold the Tommy Bolin record and forgot to update his Discogs, and told me he'd give me a couple bucks or whatever, and if I wanted to pick something else, or he'd just refund the money. So I go look, I'm looking for something around the same price, and I'm scanning through his stuff and I find this. This is a band called EXE. Album is called Stricken by Might. This came out in 1987. This is a thrash band from like the New York area. I had never heard of this band ever. There's your label on there. They have 2 albums altogether. This one came out in 87. I think they had another one in 89, and that was it. I looked the guys up. They're gone. They didn't move on to be other musicians or whatever, but this is very cool, you know, mid to late 80s thrash. It sort of sounds like early Slayer, like something off of Show No Mercy or Hell Awaits or something like that. It's really cool. I picked it because I'm like, I don't know who that is, but that cover looks badass. And I kind of Googled them and I saw that they were a thrash band that used to exist. I'm like, okay, $5 or, you know, basically replacing the Tommy Bolin with this. So this is like essentially a $5 record. And this is really cool stuff, man. It really is. It's got some cool stuff. It's called Stricken by Might. It's interesting. Instead of side 1, they had this insert with it. This hadn't been opened yet either. When I bought it, it was steel sealed also, although you can see it's a cutout, but it still had, this was all sealed up. It still had all the shrink wrap on it. So, and there's some damage down here. It's all bent and stuff. There's what they look like as a band in the back. That's EXE. And if you look at the names of their sides, Side Icky and Side Pooey. So Side Icky and Pooey instead of Side 1 and 2. But ultimately, it's a cool 80s thrash record. It really is. It's got, you know, like I said, it kind of sounds like Slayer, but they're from the East Coast, so it's kind of got a little bit more of that New York sound to it. So those came in the mail. Then a couple weeks back, me and the wife were going for, we drove about an hour and a half or so south of here to go for a hike. And we went down and we hiked, I don't know, 4 miles, something like that. And after the hike, we drove another 20 minutes to this town called Columbia down in southern Tennessee, well, south from where I'm at. I live in northwest Tennessee, so kind of south central, more south central of Tennessee. And, you know, it was a couple hours away. And we go to the old downtown Columbia, we have lunch, and they have a record store there. So, you know me, what can you do? Got to go to the record store. The wife's like, yeah, go check out the record store. I says, if I go in there, I'm going to spend money. She's like, that's okay. Don't spend too much. So I had a few things in my hand, and then I saw his metal section, and I put everything back, and I ended up buying, here we go, Anthrax For All Kings, 2018. This is their album that came out in 2018. Here's the color of the record there. Purple and gold merge. And I've never seen this out in the wild ever. This is a really cool, more recent Anthrax album. I think actually this is their most, is that right? Is For All Kings their most recent? I think it might be. Yeah, I think it is. So, time for a new Anthrax album. This is a really cool record. So, yeah, I had to pick it up, and it was $34. Like I said, I've never seen it in the wild before. It's on 3 sides. Side 4, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. It's got the Anthrax pentagram etched on side 4. And it's kind of this purple and gold merge color. So saw that, never having seen it ever. And I figured for $34, you know, I couldn't just walk out of there and not pick it up. So, and also, which I thought was a fairly good deal too, this was in there. Testament, Souls of Black, music on vinyl, MOV press, and it was $24.98. This is, let's see here, 2024. So this was repressed earlier this year. They've been repressing their records throughout the year, but this is a music on vinyl version, which the other ones have not been. So it sounded really good, and I didn't have it, so I had to pick that up. So there we go. Oh, man, that beer's talking back. I guess I better shut it down a little bit, huh? So yeah, Testament and For All Kings from a record store in Columbia, Tennessee. I know last month I talked about Collect Co. They're a record company in Lebanon, Tennessee that does live sales on YouTube and Facebook every night of the week and auctions and everything else. So I was watching them and I ended up with this Who album, Hooligans. This is basically a greatest hits from 1981. Two-time vinyl. Really cool. This guy has his sticker. They bought this guy's collection. All the records, they said, have this sticker on it. And he wrote on the labels and he wrote inside the thing. And he really wanted to make sure you knew that these belonged to him. But he took very good care of his records. This has got like Joined Together, Slip Kid, Real Me, Squeezebox, just to name a few here. Baba O'Reilly, Behind Blue Eyes, Bargain, Had Enough, Sister Disco, and on and on. If you're not a huge Who fan, this would be enough for you, honestly. If you can get your hands on a copy of Hooligans, this has all the radio hits and everything else that you know. And if you're not a huge fan, you just want some Who to listen to, I would suggest this. And at the same time, I ordered that. I also ordered this, HSAS, Hagar Schoen, Anderson and Shreve. There's the guy's name on there. Look, he says copy number 2, so he must have had 2 copies. Geffen Records, 1984, right before Sammy joins Van Halen, he does this super group thing with these other 3 people. Of course, Neil Schon from Journey. I want to say I gave I think with shipping for the Who album and this, I think I spent like $27. Very good condition, near mint. You know, the records sound great on both of them. This is a pretty cool record. I do like this. It's got some cool guitar work on it, cool songs, just something they put together. And I don't know if it was going to go on or not. And then Sammy got the call to join Van Halen. So that was the one and done with the HSAS. So, okay. Then let's see here. What happened next? Oh, yeah. Last weekend, I went to the record store once again and spent more money than I should. But I took some of those records that were given to me from the guy at work. So I got some, he gave me like $45, in store credit. So that helped pay for at least one of this next group. So, let's see what I buy that day. I bought way more than I should have, but you know what it is. It's only money, right? And these are records. So, Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part 1, 1987. It's on RCA. When I saw this, I remember this back in the day, playing this record on cassette at the time. And I hadn't heard it in forever. And I know, nice like power metal type sound, this is an iconic record. And I gave $36 for it. So with the $40 of store credit, basically it paid for this. So, yeah, Keeper of the Seven Keys. I've played it, sounds excellent, plays well, very good stuff. I also picked up Judas Priest, 50 Heavy Metal Years of Music. This is a double LP, red. It's from 2021. It's a compilation record. It's got the Hellion, Electric Eye Live, and it's, just got some cool stuff on here. For a compilation record, it doesn't have what you'd expect. There's no Heading Down the Highway or Breaking the Law or anything like that on here. Hell, screw it. Let's just look at the track listing real fast. Let's see here. And it's Gatefold has this cool pictures on the inside. It's basically brand new. I mean, it's been open, but Let Us Pray, Call for the Priest, You Don't Have to Be Old to Be Wise, Fever, Eat Me Alive, All Guns Blazing, Never the Heroes, Dissident Aggressor, Out in the Cold, Running Wild, Victim of Changes, The Green Manalishi, Bloodstone, The Ripper, Beyond the Realms of Death, The Hellion / Electric Eye, and Sinner. So yeah, none of the radio hits really on here, honestly. So, but it's a great record, and to hear Electric Eye live, excellent version. Electric Eye has always been kind of one of my favorite pre-songs. Sorry, trying to get that back in. I'll just give up for now. So, $26, double record. It's been in there for a little bit. I've been kind of eyeing it, so I had a little bit extra money. So why not? And then Ace Frehley Live Plus One, 1988. It's a club edition, Carrollton pressing. This is a 5-song EP, essentially. It's got 4 live songs from the Frehley's Comet plus 1 studio track on here. They just repressed this on like red vinyl through Ace's, I don't know who it's through, honestly. But they want like $40 for it. I saw this for $18. OG Press, Megaforce Records. I'll spend $18. I'm not spending $40. Sounds great. Still sounds great. All right, and the other thing he had in there were albums I already owned, sort of, I guess you'd say. Black Sabbath Mob Rules. This is 81. This is a club edition, Columbia House. This had never been opened. When I bought it, it was sealed and mint. And I bought this. I have it on picture disc. I only have this on picture disc. So when I saw this, and I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was sealed. And I'm like, where the hell are you getting these Black Sabbath sealed albums and shit? And he's like, it's from that collection. Same guy that I bought the Megadeth stuff from. So, Mob Rules. I played this. Sounds great. And like I said, the reason I replaced it is because picture disc, picture discs, they sound okay, especially newer ones. My picture disc is a RSD one from a few years back. But I want, and this is an OG 1981 version, never been opened. I think I gave $35 for it, maybe. Actually, no, I don't think I gave that much, like 23 or 24. I couldn't pass it up. And then I also bought Black Sabbath Greatest Hits, which I already owned a copy of. I think I showed it here, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago. The copy I've had since I was in high school, and it skips and it pops, and it was basically kind of unplayable. So this is the same thing. This is 1977. This is a Netherlands pressing from 1977, where my copy is from my other one was an Argentina press. So this one's a Netherlands press. It's got the NEMS logo on it. This one was also mint and sealed. I tore this open, 1977 Netherlands press compilation. This is a great record, and I gave $22 or $23 for it, something like that. And like I said, it was mint. And I saw it. I wanted to replace my other copy. Because my other copy has skips and pops, and I've had since I was 14 years old. So so I replaced it with that. I still have all the other ones. I don't know, I'll probably hang them on the wall or something. The other thing they had down there, if I would have had a little bit more money, if it's there, if I go next weekend, it's still there. He has a sealed version of Born Again still sitting there too. But he wants a little bit more money for that. So, an OG press of Born Again that's never been opened. That was sitting right with those other 2 Sabbath albums. But I already have a copy of that too. So, and it's playable, sounds good, and is in fairly good shape. So anyway, that's what I picked up with what people gave me and what I got from Alex and what I bought. 25 records in a month. I don't know if that's a lot. Seems like a lot. Seems like a lot for me sometimes, but you got to think, I don't know. With what I got from Alex, which, he gave me one, I bought one. It kind of wasn't really planned. Of course, none of them were really planned. The stuff the guy at work gave me, that was like 8 of them. So, 15, whatever. 15, 20, 25. You know how vinyl math is. Whatever it is, That's how many there is. Oh, honey, I only bought 1 or 2. Meanwhile, you got 5 in the bag. She doesn't care. She doesn't want to see them. She doesn't want to listen to them. Whatever. You tell her you got 2. You bought 5. She'll never know the difference, right? I don't know. Maybe one day. Or she'll look at the bank account and say, $75? You spent $75? It was more than that. I have cash too. No, I'm kidding. Sort of. All right, guys, that's what I picked up for the month of May. June might be light because we're planning on going on vacation in July, so I should probably stop spending money on records. That's what I'm going to tell myself over the next month. And then the first 2 weeks of July, we'll be on vacation. And I'll be getting records from my mom's house when I'm there, and probably hit a record store when I'm back in Utah. You know, who knows? So I don't know if I'll pick anything up in the next month or so or not, you know. So anyway, that's it for this week. That's it for tonight, maybe. I really appreciate y'all watching and everything else, the likes, the shares, and the comments, and all you guys out there. You guys are all fucking awesome. I love this community, and I love all you guys, man, and I will talk to you all sometime in the future. Cheers, all.